a little over 200 years ago. A massive blockage in one of the busiest roads in England sparked an unprecedented revolution. It all started when the English town of Nottingham wanted to build a new road. This was back in 1806, and the town council decided that the best way to get this done was to hire a contractor named John McAdam. Mr. McAdam had a great idea for the road. He figured that if they took up the old road and replaced it with a new layer of stone, it would be much smoother and much more durable. But there was one small problem. Mr. McAdam's new road would actually be slightly raised above the level of the old road. And because of this, people would have to haul their stuff over a small hill to get into the town. Now, this may not sound like a big deal today, but back then, before the invention of the steam engine, people relied on animal power to move goods and services. And so, this seemingly small obstacle quickly became a major roadblock. Merchants whose shops were near the road were immediately up in arms. They complained to the local council, who then put pressure on Mr. McAdam to fix the problem. Now, being a reasonable man, Mr. McAdam offered to build a ramp so that carts could more easily get over his new road. But the council rejected this idea, believing that it would simply encourage people to use the road even more. So instead, they forced Mr. McAdam to lower his road until it was exactly the same level as the old road. But this proved to be a disaster. The new road was almost immediately full of potholes and ruts. And so the council was forced to hire Mr. McAdam again to come up with a new solution. And this time he had the genius idea of putting down a layer of small stones followed by a layer of bigger stones, which would make it easier for carts to move heavy loads. But this still didn't solve the problem, because there was still a slight elevation at the edges of the road where the new stones met the old road. But by this point, everyone was getting pretty desperate. So the council approved another contract, and this time they let Mr. McAdam do whatever he wanted. And that's when he had the idea that would change the world. Instead of building a road that was just a little bit lower, why not build a road that was a little bit higher? And so that's what he did. Mr. McAdam raised the middle of the road a couple of feet higher than the surrounding areas. This made it much easier for carts to travel along the road, because they could keep their loads low while still keeping them on the higher, firmer part of the road. As soon as merchants realized how much easier it was to transport their goods, they began using the road in massive numbers. Within a few years, it became the busiest road in England. The success of this road led to the construction of hundreds of others just like it, and eventually paved the way for the modern highway system we have today. To watch our full video about the history of roads, check the description below.